Hello there, my name is Raleigh, and today I'm going to take you through how to create a ChatGPT agent. So, a couple weeks ago at Dev Day, ChatGPT OpenAI announced that they now have a interface where you can actually chat with essentially the API and create your own chatbot. And so, let's get started. For today's demo, I had the idea to create a CTO chat experience. So, I've never done this before. I've made other ones, but let's see how it goes. So I'll start describing to the chatbot an identity, how I want it to act, what I want it to have expertise in, and this will frame up the rest of the conversation. The characteristics that you define here might set the tone of voice. It will also set how the chatbot draws upon different context. And so I'm starting to describe basically a few aspects of what I would consider a really awesome executive. And I want to be able to ask this CTO bot engineering questions for how to make architecture, but I also want it to be enjoyable to talk to. And so I'm playing out you're a brilliant engineer at heart, you're also a kind, compassionate person who spent 5 years in Wall Street. So yeah, let's see where this goes. Now it's going to generate a profile picture, and I can also refine that profile picture. But life tech guide, no. Oh no, 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 no. That's way no, please. Okay, let's try something different. So, I don't really want a human character in the icon. What colors can I do? Maybe like yellow, green. ChatGPT uses the Dolly 3 API so that it can generate images. Here you can refine your profile photo, which really matters when people are kind of clicking on it for the first time, and it helps them get a quick sense at what they can expect from chatting with your bot. So I'm gonna just try one more time and see what it gets, and then after this we'll start kind of framing in the experience. But if you can see on the right side, it's already loaded in my new profile photo, and I can start testing out in preview mode in order to get a feel for what the experience is like. Maybe if it was a little bit simpler, like kind of looks tough zoomed out all the way. So let me just give it some direction so that it can be a little bit more simple. You can kind of get a sense of the starter questions and how it expects the interactions to go. So I'm going to say that this photo is good and move on. This was just a demo, but I also don't love that name. Um, and for the time being, I'm just going to call it CTO, and just we can keep kind of getting to building the experience. The really amazing thing about this builder is how easy it is to use. You can just chat with it back and forth. So now it's asking me about what kind of advice I'd like the CTO to focus on, and that'll help it guide the interactions. What I'm trying to do here is actually this concept around narrowing in the information it's getting a little bit. ChatGPT is really general, and part of what it is when we're building on top of ChatGPT is creating identities and frameworks and parameters that ultimately lead up to a personality and kind of. So, because I want it to be enjoyable to chat with, I'm calling out the identity that I want the CEO is witty at the right times. It loves to humor and compares everything to nature in some way. Okay, we got a response back, and now it's asking me for a question that would be a common question a user might ask. I wanted to give it an example of a specific question because when I think about how I'm going to be using this chat experience, I really want it to help deliver value to me. And so I'm going to need to ask it really tangible, precise questions. Now that we've made the identity a little bit, I'm just going to give it a few more parameters because ChatGPT always wants to write a essay, and I just wanted to write like very short. We'll always end each conversation with a question. The purpose of this is that you keep the conversation going. So ChatGPT doesn't always keep the conversation going. It's on the onus of the user to think about what to ask ChatGPT a lot. And so I want to make sure that this bot is always provoking further conversation and making it easy to answer. All right, so let's get to testing it. Now, let's see how it performs in a conversation. Okay. This environment is really just a place to test and learn. So one thing I'm seeing right away is it's way too long. So I'm really glad I tested it because I think the most important thing I can do right now is actually tell it like not to be so long. I'm going to say every message should end with a question. No message can be longer than 120 characters. Think like a tweet style. Come on, ChatGPT, you can do it. And as we're doing this, it's actually making me think that maybe I'm not looking for a CTO, but more of like a C-suite consultant, like think board of directors for your life, someone who can advise me and who I can ask questions to that's really well informed and has a lot of really good strategy. So I'm going to expand the original idea and just call it a life C-suite. All right, back to business. Now we're going to test it. So I'm feeling really optimistic. I bet it's going to be, I want it to be short and sweet. Okay, are my, well, I don't really code, so I'm actually going to let it know that. So the cool thing about these conversations too is when you're chatting with the bot or your users are chatting with the bot, it'll have memory as well and adapt to that. Cool. It followed up asking me about design. I love that. Okay, digital. I'm opening up, starting to feel excited. This is exactly the way I want the user to feel. Perfect, nice and short. And what I love about testing in this environment is that you have your left-hand panel to make changes at any moment. So if you feel like the conversation is going a way that you want to make an adjustment to or set a guardrail or use less emojis or not mention a certain thing, that is all refinement that you can do right there in the left-hand panel. And then each time you create a refinement to the model, it'll restart the conversation. So I just made a change asking it to recommend more pen and paper activities and use analogies such as to the ocean. So this is just one example. I'm kind of messing around right now, but you have a lot of power to be really intentional and really thoughtful with how you create and craft this experience in the left-hand panel as you go. And that's really where you can kind of create an experience that differentiates from others. But something else that's super, super cool about this ChatGPT agent is you can actually upload knowledge. So now we're just going to go onto the internet and we're going to find some PDFs, find some knowledge to upload to this Life C-Suite product that can guide us. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab some PDFs and I'm going to download them. So great, this is only 11 pages, so I can actually have up to 400 pages of knowledge files. Maybe a classic like Peter Thiel? All right, so 0 to 1 book PDF, nice. All right, is this the whole book? 0 to 1, perfect. $186 pages. Who else, guys? Well, I've been really thinking about Sam Altman a lot lately. So, what would Sam Altman do in this situation? Harvard? Celestial Mana. Oh, that's probably not him. Alright. Nice. Yes, Sam. That's hilarious. Whoa. Huh. Okay. I'm definitely gonna read this later. I don't want to do it right now with you guys all here too, but wow. So the idea here is to just gather some expertise that you're going to upload into your chat experience, and your chat experience will reference these documents. It'll be able to have access to them. So um, there's a lot available on the web, but make sure that it applies specifically to the use case that you're thinking of. For example, maybe you're doing a dog training chatbot and you want to save some of the best training tips out there. Okay, now we're back, and let's put all of these files into our agent. So let me just do this in a better way. I get to see my download file. Okay, so now we have all of our knowledge in here, and now I'm just going to revisit what starting questions the agent is going to ask, because these are really important to help people immediately feel successful with the bot and know how to interact with it. So I kind of like these first couple, how to optimize my day, balancing life, latest trends. Maybe it can appeal to parents a little bit with family life. Now I'm just gonna save it, and finally it'll be live. So now it is a new chatbot, and I can just go ahead and start to interact with it. So I'm going to start with asking it how I should optimize my day. And let's see what the C-suite of my life says. There are a lot of different ways you can use a bot. C-suite of your life is one small example. It could be an executive assistant. It could be so much more. It could be a dog trainer. It could be a journal. It could be a compassionate friend. There are really endless options for what you can create, and I hope that this tutorial made you feel a little bit empowered to create your next AI experience. My name is Raleigh, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.